Welcome into the 301 show's Fun Fan Friday here. I've got a lot to get into. The final regular season week of the Beauty League has already happened. Again, there's 2 more weeks. We've got the playoffs, semifinals, and championships on Monday and on Wednesday. If you do end up liking this video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel as well, and comment any questions that you may have in the comments down below as well. With that being said, let's get into the video.
From the land of 10,000 lakes and just as many heartaches, welcome to the 301 show. We're here to celebrate, commiserate, and maybe, just maybe, see a Minnesota team win it all. Whether you're dreaming of a Vikings Super Bowl, reliving the glory days of the Twins, or still recovering from the Timberwolves roller coaster, we've got you covered. This is the 301 show, where the North remembers and the passion never fades.
All right. We do have a Target Field Talkers question here for this Fun Fan Friday. Tommy Wayman 3436 says, Twins' current playoff odds are 20%. Do you think that's high or low in your view? All things considered, division competition, Joe Ryan injury, pipeline like Walker Jenkins and Emmanuel Rodriguez. So I will say that I think 20% is honestly right around where they're right around right. And I do think, I believe it's half a game back from a wild card spot right now. Let's see, let's pull up their standings right now. They are 3.5 back from the White Sox in the Central Division, and they are 1 game back from Detroit, who is in the final wild card spot. I don't think that they are going to get to New York or Boston at this point, or Tampa. If Tampa falls down to either one of those 2 teams, jumps Tampa in the AL East. So I think the 3rd wild card spot is really what they have to go for, or the Central Division with the White Sox. And I like the odds based off of the fact that I do think Walker Jenkins is going to get up here at some point. I do think Emmanuel Rodriguez could get up here at some point, and have that be your outfield of Buxton, Jenkins, and Emmanuel Rodriguez. I do think Walker Jenkins is more likely than Emmanuel Rodriguez is right now, but and Joe Ryan is should be coming back again. Knock on wood, should be, and hopefully he's back to closer to the pre All-Star break Joe Ryan than the post All-Star break Joe Ryan. But I will say the one thing that concerns me the most is just who the Twins have to play the rest of the year. They obviously played the Philadelphia Phillies last night in the Field of Dreams game. They have 2 more games against the Phillies. They've got 3 against the Atlanta Braves. They have, as I'm looking at the schedule here, they've got New York, the Yankees for 3. They have Texas and San Francisco for 3 more. You have to win the series against the Angels that you have. You absolutely have to win that one. And then you've got the Guardians for 3, and you've got both the White Sox and the Tigers for 6 more games. You have to win those series. And if you don't, that's 20% is too high. If you don't win, at least 4 of those 6 games against both the White Sox and the Tigers, you're toast. You just mathematically are toast at that point. It doesn't matter what happens the rest of the season. You have to win, I think, 2 out of the 3 against the Guardians too. Playing the Rangers and the Giants too. Like those are teams that are struggling a little bit more. You do have the Athletics for 3, which I think is good. I think those are, again, very winnable games. But it also seems like the Twins are a team this year that plays closer to the level of their competition. Like, they will play down to the Athletics level. I think the Twins on paper and even in the standings and stuff are a better team than the Athletics are. But they will play their worst baseball against the Athletics and play their best baseball against the Milwaukee Brewers. And they will, they lost the series against the Brewers, but the one game that wasn't a one-run game is the game they won. The other 2 games they ended up only losing by 1, and one of them was in extra innings on a walk-off by Milwaukee. The other one, Milwaukee scored in the bottom of the 8th inning, so it was, again, a very, very close game the entire time. And I just think that the strength of the schedule is a lot, is the thing that I am the most worried about. And if you look at Detroit, as I'm pulling up their schedule here, the rest of the season, they got the White Sox for 3 starting this weekend. They got Pittsburgh, they have Kansas City, they have Tampa Bay, and LA, who again are by far and away 2 of the best teams in baseball. So those are tough. But then they've got Cleveland, they've got Colorado, they've got Toronto, they've got Washington, Pittsburgh again at the end of the year. Like, the Tigers have a far, far easier schedule than the Twins do. Getting to play the Pirates a couple of times and getting to play just these kind of basement dweller type teams. If you look at the White Sox, they've got, the Cubs. They got a makeup game against the Braves going forward here, but they've got the Mets for 3. They've got the Rangers, for 3. They do have the Tigers a couple of games here, but they've got the Astros whose bullpen and pitching staff has struggled. They've got the Pirates and the Cardinals and Cleveland and Kansas City and Colorado to end the year. So I think the strength of your schedule, the Twins schedule, and the strength of your opponent's schedule is what makes this maybe even lower than 20%. I'm erring on the side of it's either just right, or it is it's perfect, or it's too high, just because of the strength of the schedule the rest of the way. Welcome into the Beauty Report here. We had night 5, which was the final regular season night in the Beauty League history. Team Tria and Team Walser played against each other. Tria ended up taking this one 14-7 as they score 2 double pucks to close out this game. They won the first half 6-4. They won the second half 8-3, again with those 2 double pucks. Ryan Johnson had a goal and 6 assists for 7 points. Brodie Ziemer had 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. Hunter Miska played really well. He'd stopped 15 of the 22 shots he faced. Brock Nelson was on the losing effort for Team Walser. He put up 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. So not a lack of trying out of Brock Nelson, who made his Beauty League Beauty League season debut last night. Not last night, this week on Wednesday. Team Anderson and Team Element played against each other. Team Element won 13-8. They won the first half 6-4 and the second half 7-4. No double pucks in this game. Tommy Novak, Riley Tufte, and Colin Ralph all had a goal and 2 assists for Team Anderson. Ethan Delmeyer stopped 21 of the 34 shots he faced. So Team Anderson was absolutely peppering. Team Element was absolutely peppering Team Anderson's net. Dom Dom Toninato had 4 goals and an assist for 5 points. Freddy Gaudreau went off again for Team Element as he had 4 goals, no assists for 4 points. Jake Seibel was not in net for Team Element. First game he has missed this season. Team Tradition Sports Management White and Team Tradition Wealth Management Maroon played against each other. Both teams had 7 different point getters throughout the night. First half was tied 4-4. Second half was tied 2-2. So there was a 3-puck shootout, which is basically each team gets 3 pucks on their own blue line, and they go down and shoot. And if they miss, they have to carry the puck back to the blue line, and the first team to score 3 goals wins. So, again, being there and filming, it was a little bit tricky to film both skaters going at the same time. Lucy Morgan stopped 27 of the 34 shots. Quinn Kuntz stopped 21 of 27. Had a little bit of trouble with the glove early on from Quinn, but she was able to find that later and make enough saves to win the game. The Team White was up, I think, 4-1 at one point in the first half, and then it was 5-4. Excuse me 1 second. And then it was 5-4 Maroon at one point. So Maroon scored 4 straight goals between the end of the first half and the start of the second half. Taylor Heisey had 4 assists in that game, had 4 points. Izzy Daniel had a goal and an assist, and Caitlin Roberts ended up having the game-winning goal in the 3-puck shootout. If we look at the standings here, not much of a shakeup on the men's side. Team Element is 4-1 on the year. Team Tria is 3-2. Team Anderson is 2-3, and Team Walser is 1-4 and in last place. On the women's side, Sports Management, the white team, clinched it last week, clinched the regular season standings last week, but they are 3-1-1. Wealth Management, the maroon team, ended up winning to go this last week to go 2-3 on the year. They will play next week. They will play. The men will play the semifinal game. It'll be Element versus Walser and Tria versus Anderson. The winners will play the following week in the championship game. On the women's side, they will play next week as the first half of their championship game, and it will be a cumulative score. So the scoring will basically carry over from game 1 into game 2 for the championship. So again, if you are a hockey fan here in Minnesota, come out to the Beauty League. It's Monday the 17th and then Wednesday the 19th are the final 2 nights of the Beauty League. Just come check out the beauties playing one more summer here. That'll do it for the Beauty Report. Let's get into the Power Rankings segment. We've got a good Power Rankings segment coming up here. All right, moving on now to the Power Rankings segment. The Power Rankings is something we do at the end of each and every Friday episode where we take a Minnesota sports topic and rank it from 1 to 10. Some previous ones we've done haunting photos from last week's episode, the worst coaches a couple of weeks ago, worst signings, the best Minnesota athletes to win a championship elsewhere. So those are just some of the examples that we have done. If you have ideas for the Power Rankings, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm more than willing to do fan-submitted topics, so please leave those in the comments down below. Today, we have the top 10 Minnesota sports movies or TV shows. So, again, they have to be based in or about Minnesota sports. And I go through and rank them from 1 to 10. I do have a couple of documentaries in here because I still think they count. But their majority of them are fictional. So coming in here at number 10, we have the Mighty Ducks TV show, the Netflix show, coming in at number 10 here. I thought it was pretty good. I thought bringing back some of the reference or some of the cameos that they had in that one was pretty good, but it can't rank much higher than number 10 for me. Number 9, I have the Mighty Ducks 3, again, the one where they are in high school. That one just comes in. Again, I don't fully understand why the JV team winning one game makes them the varsity team all of a sudden, and I don't understand why the JV team winning a game changes the entire school's logo and their mascot. But overall, I still thought it was a pretty decent movie. Number 8 is our first documentary. It's the Town Ball documentary on Prime, where they looked at all of the town ball baseball teams across the state of Minnesota and just the town ball culture. I thought it was a very, very good documentary, pretty well done. Number 7 here. Again, some people might think that this is pretty low, but I have this at number 7. I've got the Mighty Ducks 2, again, the Junior Goodwill Games. The Mighty Ducks 2 comes in at number 7 here. Number 6, I've got the second and final documentary being Hockeyland, the high school hockey documentary they did. I believe it was about Hermantown, but just about the high school hockey culture in Minnesota. Again, a very, very well done documentary. Coming in at number 6. At number 5, I have Coach, again, a basketball TV show. I thought it was pretty good. Number 4, again, this one probably has the biggest stars in terms of actors and who's in the movie. But it was, I think people forget this was based in Duluth, Minnesota. Number 4 is Leatherheads. Again, John Krasinski was in it. Yeah, it was Brad Pitt. And they, again, just the football in the early 1900s, 1929 maybe, something like that. And yeah, again, based in Duluth, Minnesota. Number 3, coming in here, again, this is a baseball movie. I think one of the more underrated baseball movies, and a movie I think people forget a lot about. Number 3 is Little Big League. Again, kid takes over as the manager of the Minnesota Twins at the Metrodome. But yeah, Little Big League comes in at number 3. Number 2, again, I think it's the most iconic of the trilogy. Number 2 has to be the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, I think just that being said, it's the first one. It got the trilogy started. It's the most iconic in my opinion. If you've seen any of them, you've obviously seen this one first. But number 1 has to be Miracle. Again, I know the games take place not in Minnesota, but number 1, again, a lot of the scenes and training and stuff takes place in Minnesota. So I am counting it, and I believe that it is the number 1 Minnesota, the number 1 Minnesota sports movie / TV show. So I just want to run through it again here quickly. Number 1 is Miracle. Number 2 is Mighty Ducks, the original Mighty Ducks. Number 3 is Little Big League. Number 4 is Leatherheads. Number 5 is Coach. Number 6 is Hockeyland, the documentary. Number 5 is Mighty Ducks 2. Number 7 is Mighty Ducks 2. Number 8 is Town Ball. Number 9 is Mighty Ducks 3. And number 10 is Mighty Ducks Game Changers, the Mighty Ducks TV show. I forget what streaming service it was on, but it was Disney Plus probably. So that being said, again, thank you for watching today's episode of Fun Fan Friday. If you do end up liking the video, please like it down below. Subscribe to the channel as well. Comment any other power rankings ideas that you may have, and we will see you on Monday for a Rinkside Rundown. Peace.